Good evening, everybody. How are y'all doing tonight? This is September the 2nd, second day in September. I just want to welcome you all on. Welcome all the subscribers, and even if you're not a subscriber, you are welcome. And I ask that you please do like the video if you like it, leave a comment if you feel to do so, and also subscribe as well. We really appreciate that. So I hope you all are doing well, and you know. I was just thinking, I just got through shining up my shiny bald head, put the boot polish on. So that's why I have that nice glow on. No, not really. I didn't shine it up, but I just noticed that it was glowing a lot. I'm like, man. But anyways, so tonight, I just want to encourage you real quickly. In the last video, okay, we spoke about reclaiming the territory, right? For those of you who remember, we're talking about the different territories, and that territory that we talked about specifically was the territory of our mind. And so I just want to kind of add a little bit more. I guess this is a continue to that video. And there's a verse in the Bible, and it says, above all else. Now, I want y'all to really get this. Above all else. It says, guard your heart. I believe it comes from Psalm 4 and 23, if you want to look it up. It says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows. Think of a stream, a river. The stream, river is how it's all flowing down to a main reservoir, right? And that reservoir being our minds, being our hearts. So to guard your heart, guard what you allow to come in to our hearts. And so, like I said, I don't want to take up all your time, but I do want to encourage you. The thought that I believe God gave me to share with you, and also for me to think on myself, is beware of your appetites. Beware of your appetites. Now, what is an appetite? You know, I had to look it up. Think about it. Anything that you really crave, anything that you desire to have, that you have a hunger for. Think about it. I don't have a hunger for something that I've never really had before. If I don't have a palate for it, if I don't have a taste, if I've never tasted something, I don't have a hunger for it. I mean, I can't have a hunger for, I mean, some may agree, some may not agree, but I can only speak for myself. If I've never had Lucky Charms, this bowl of cereal, I'm not going to crave Lucky Charms. Now, I've had Cocoa Puffs, and I really like Cocoa Puffs. So I'm not going to crave Lucky Charms, which is something, I'm just using it as an illustration because I love me some Lucky Charms. But just for the sake of a demonstration, if I've never had Lucky Charms, but I eat Cocoa Puffs all the time, and it's one of my childhood favorite cereals, which one do you think I'm going to crave? What am I going to crave and really want and really have to have more of? The one that I've never tasted, I don't even know what it tastes like, or the one that I have a love and an appreciation for and a desire for, something that I have exposed myself to? I'm going to crave that one because I know, right? I'm going to crave it because I know that it's good and that it satisfies my hunger. It satisfies my desire, right? Y'all hang on, stay with me. It may be a little bit of a roller coaster. I'm just following the spirit. So we have that hunger and that craving that we desire. And so we build up these appetites. We're just talking about food right now. We build up these appetites for things cereal, food, drinks, whatever it is, we build up an appetite for it by feeding ourselves the very thing that we desire. And we desire it because we have tasted it, tried it, liked it, whatever it was before previously. It built up that within us. So whatever it is, let's just look at general things. Our behavior, us as individuals, how do we behave? How do we act? What do we think on? How do we respond to things? When things catch us off guard, what are the internal things that we pull from our reservoir, so to speak? Because the reservoir is going to be filled with those things that you have filled it with previously. And so when things catch us off guard, we normally pull from what's in the reservoir. To ask your question, what's in the reservoir? And here's the great thing about it. Every individual knows what's in their reservoir. I know what's in mine. You know what's in yours. Why? Because you know what you've been putting in. You know what you've been feeding on. So if you find yourself having a craving, now we're not talking about food anymore. Now we're talking about just anything. If you find yourself having a craving for something, and you're wondering why you have a craving for it, well, chances are you're having a craving for it because you've been feeding on it. I'm not going to crave heroin or cocaine if I've never fed on it. I'm not going to crave that. No, I'm going to crave something that I have tasted. I'm going to crave something that I have fed myself, and then I drew pleasure from, and then I'm going to have that desirable moment, that hunger for it. Because why? I've tasted it. In my mind, I received some type of benefit from it, and so now I want more of it. Right? So whatever those appetites are, those habits, they become concrete. Habits don't form overnight, so they're not going to fall off overnight either. Just food for thought. For those of you who are struggling trying to break habits, I put both hands up. I'm right there with you trying to break habits. They don't fall off overnight. So be encouraged. We serve a habit-breaking God, but you have to have a habit-breaking determination. And you have to be, I hear my father say, don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself now. You have contributed, I have contributed to the rising appetite. I'm experiencing the appetite. Don't act like you don't know what's going on. Why am I getting this? The appetite is there because it is something that I have fed myself and something that I drew pleasure from. So don't act like it's unusual that the appetite is there when you've been feasting on the very thing that you're craving. So of course you're going to have an appetite for it. So you're going to have to fight through that desire, because in order for you to make it, you have to first come to grips with yourself. Say, hey, I've been feeding on this, so I need to change what I've been feeding myself. It's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be tough, but you can do it. You can do it. So watch what you feed yourself. Watch what you feed into, and watch what you feed on. Okay? But you all have a great night. It was a little bit longer than what I expected. The video turned out to be a little bit longer, but I hope it blesses somebody. Have a great night, and we'll see you all very soon.